Fairfield University celebrated the 40th anniversary of Title IX at its January 12th home women's basketball game. Also honored that afternoon was the Fairfield 1974-75 women's basketball team, the Stags' first women's varsity sport. 3 members of that squad, Dee Matthews Beswick, Marie Dunn-Catalane, and Susan Eld Orr, were honored at halftime of the game, and were joined by several of the Stag basketball players that followed in their footsteps. That first Fairfield team posted the Stags' only undefeated season, 16-0, and each of the players had their own memories of that campaign.
You know, I wasn't very good. I kid that I was the practice dummy. I didn't even remember that I scored any points at all until I was looking at one of the newspaper articles tonight. But I just remember it was fun. You know, we practiced late at night. Just the camaraderie and the commitment. I mean, it was a lot of games in the schedule. I remember traveling around in a van or somebody's car and balancing school.
Well, I think that's obviously the end of the season and the build-up to the final game where we ended up being 16-0. I mean, it was really exciting. I think the games, before the games, we had jukeboxes playing as we warmed up, and I think there was a bit of a frenzy going on as the game was played. But it was certainly a big deal that we pulled that last one out.
The thing I remember was not necessarily about playing, but I remember that year when, after we won our final game and we were undefeated, I remember walking out of the locker room, and I believe it was our coaches, but it could have been other girls, I don't remember, but somebody dumped champagne on our heads. So, and there's a picture of that somewhere. So that's what I remember.
The 3 players also discussed how Title IX affected their time at Fairfield and the changes they have seen it make within Fairfield basketball.
So, I think it's made a huge difference in women's sports. I think women are where they are today because of the opportunities afforded them, equal opportunity afforded them with the guys. Absolutely.
And at the time, I mean, we probably kidded about the fact that we were stuck in this corner of an old locker room. And, you know, I remember the men's team used to get dinners at one of the restaurants in town before their games, and we would have, you know, bagged lunches with bologna sandwiches and apples and chocolate chip cookies. I don't remember any of us being particularly militant or up in arms about it. It was what it was.
As far as the atmosphere, I think it's completely different. I know that over the years I've come back and I've seen the locker room where these girls change. And whereas in our day we used to hope that the men weren't in the locker room and, you know, they'd tell us to leave, their men were showering. These gals now have their own station with their names above their locker, and it looks pretty swell as far as I'm concerned.
Gail Strumpf Cheney is a 2001 graduate of Fairfield who helped lead the Stags to an at-large NCAA tournament berth her senior season, and she is thankful for the efforts of those that came before her.
I mean, without them, myself wouldn't have the opportunity. If I didn't get a scholarship to go to school, I probably wouldn't have ended up here, you know, and I thank the women from them for what they have given us the ability to have. I mean, it's really tremendous. I mean, I would have never thought to be able to come here and play basketball on a full scholarship. I mean, it's totally amazing to me. I'm humbled by it, for sure.
Saturday's game program featured current Stag guard Caitlin Linney and a player from that first Fairfield team, who until the post-game reception was unidentified. It turned out that Dee Matthews Beswick was the player in that photo, and the 2 Stags shared a laugh over the similarity of the action photos, taken some 35 years apart.